Good afternoon and welcome to the next edition of Court and Crime with our chief crime reporter, Ali. And he is going to tell us on how his week has been and which are the top stories that's taken up his time and which you can also find on golfnews.com.
If you are a driver and you didn't commit traffic fines since February 6th, then you will have a good news. There will be a 50% discount. You will be eligible for the discount. It's part of the Dubai Police initiative to encourage drivers to follow the traffic laws and to drive safely, to reduce the traffic fines and accidents. So on August, now drivers will be eligible for 50% discount on their accumulated traffic fines.
Which is quite a helpful initiative because I know that especially when you go to renew your registration, it can come as a bit of a shock, the massive sum of money that you might have accumulated with fines.
Yes, the good thing with Dubai Police, you can renew your driving license now without even paying the traffic fines in Dubai. So you can renew it, you can benefit from the initiative. Today, head of Federal Traffic Council, Major General Zafin, he said that after 1 year, they will check the results of the initiative. If it's successful, then it will be a recommendation that will be going to the Interior Ministry to approve it on a federal level. So the initiative, the initiative might be actually for all UAE, not only in Dubai. So this suggestion will present to the Federal Traffic Council. They're gonna discuss it by February 2020, and it might be for all UAE drivers. The initiative until now, after 6 months, about 425,000 drivers benefited from the initiative, which is a massive number. It's about
500,000.
Yes, it's about 25% of people who are carrying Dubai driving license. So that shows a lot of interest from drivers to get the discount traffic fines, and actually it's building a culture for drivers to just like to follow the traffic laws, not to commit traffic fines, even if there is no initiative. Drivers should follow traffic laws.
Absolutely. You have to drive safe, and that is something Dubai Police has said repeatedly. And we hope to see this as a nationwide initiative. So Dubai starts off as a test case. And then looking at how it's done over this past 6 months, it sounds like really successful.
And according to Dubai Police stats, number of deaths reduced by 15% actually.
That's excellent.
Compared to 2018. And the funny thing in this, you remember the Omani bus driver?
Accident.
That killed 17 people. I mean, if we just like the Major General Zafin, he said, if we just like accept these accidents, the reduction in casualties on the roads it can be reached 77%, not 15%, but it's only this exceptional accidents that has happened. So all the results from number of casualties, injuries, death, it's reduced since the initiative was launched by Dubai Police on February this year.
That's excellent news, and let's all who drive try and make it a safer place to drive. And the next story is about WhatsApp blackmail.
It was a story in Dubai courts recently this week. A woman received death threats on her WhatsApp from a friend. He's from her. He borrowed 2,500 dirham from her, and he was delaying of returning the money back. So then he started to send her death threat messages on WhatsApp, asking her not to report it to the police and stop asking for the money. So what she did, she just like went to Dubai Police and she launched a case against him, and he is now prosecuted for issuing death threats online. Death threats online.
Yes, because UAE takes cyber law, and cybercrime very seriously. And this is not acceptable. And this is, I think, a good test case to also advise people that if you see yourselves in trouble or at any point feel that something is going wrong, approach the authorities. They will do their best.
I mean, this case is set a good example. that even if you threaten somebody on social media, online, WhatsApp, or different kind of social media platforms, you can be prosecuted.
Yes, you will be held accountable.
Yes, yeah, because it's a strong evidence. She presented her phone to the prosecution, and they took a copy from the conversation between her and the guy, and that was a good evidence and enough evidence.
And that was submissible in the court of law.
Yes. And so Dubai courts convicted the driver, and he was sentenced actually in courtroom of issuing death threats online.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the third case is actually an old story that keeps happening and continues to surprise and shock us. Parents forgetting their children in cars.
Yes, Anupa. It is still shocking that we're living in, and they are still not aware of the dangers of leaving a child unattended. Recently, there was an incident in Sharjah. Actually, it's happened. Some people called police saying that there is a kid who's trapped inside a car. So the police, they couldn't manage to know who was his parents, so they acted quickly and rescued the boy. Thanks God, the boy was safe and he was in good health. But that incident, it's actually raised a huge concern on the parents who leaving their children inside their cars, little children. They are not aware of the environment around them. They don't know how to open the door and this kind of stuff. So they find themselves locked inside a car in this hot weather. It is really a huge issue.
Yes, it's unsafe practice.
Yes, that police and different government departments in the UAE are warning people from leaving children inside cars because it can lead to death, suffocation. Temperatures inside the car in this hot weather will be massive, and nobody can bear it and handle it.
Yes,
but
I mean, adults find it difficult, so imagine young children, and these actually have very strong physiological impact on the child, and which can impact their organs, etc., which can lead to fatalities. So we need to be careful, and as the authorities keep saying, don't forget your children.
Yes, Sharjah police, they contacted the parents later, and they discovered that the parents actually forgotten their child inside the car after they left. So they parked the car and left. So, I mean,
which is really bizarre, actually.
It is really weird because parents, everybody, you guys need to check the car after you leave the car in this hot weather. I mean,
yes.
So always check the cars, always look after your children, because you never know when such an incident can happen to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So on that cautionary note, we end today's edition of Court and Crime, but we will have more stories for you next week as Ali comes back for his next edition. Thank you very much for joining us.